Basically, we're just going to run through the consensus.
Oh, shit. What did I just do? Oh, okay.
You're good, and I'm not too worried about
it. So is it the RB consensus page?
RDR rankings is the name of the profile.
Hey, Rough Draft Research coming at you on the flip side.
Hell yeah.
We just washed off a rookie mock pre-combine, and now we're going to get back to the heart of things. Take a look at each other's pre-combine rankings. That way we can start to grill one another to see what we were actually thinking for that mock draft. And that's kind of cool looking at it. We'll go through player by player in chronological order, and things are going to get weird, but not right away. It was kind of strange how concise we were, and actually how closely the mock followed our consensus rankings.
Yeah, I got the mock right here. So
yeah, if you missed that mock, it's a separate episode, and it was a lot of fun. A little bit of love affairs going on, and a little bit of logic going on as well. So combine those two things, and you got a fantasy, baby.
Hell
Make it
yeah.
a dynasty. So coming at you live. Let's just jump right into it. I think that this is not going to be a surprise. If this doesn't happen, I'm going to be really confused. But Breece Hall was our top dude. There's a couple reasons. He's a dominant running back.
Yep.
And in a class that doesn't really have too many of them.
Yep. And RBs are premium.
Absolutely.
They're the way the amount of time that they spend in the league is not as much as a receiver, and you just every couple of years you got to re-up, otherwise you're going to end up in a poor situation in a dynasty league.
100%. Yeah.
But as it goes from there, it's kind of a true reflection of this class, in my opinion. We have a run for 2, 3, and 4 as all wide receivers. So I'll get into it. The top is Drake London out of USC, which I'm a huge fan personally of. This guy did a lot for that team. Really, really impressive. Christian had him as the 4th ranked, and I assume there might be an injury clause there, or just.
I mean, it's a bit of that. It kind of goes back to my last episode, though, too, when I was talking about Sam Howell. I just think Drake London is probably, like, if I had to choose one of the top 3 receivers that I'd have to guarantee that they're going to have, like, a really good to great NFL career, I'd probably pick Drake London. But I think that's a floor thing. I think Burks and Wilson have a higher ceiling, in my opinion, just because they're more dynamic, I guess. They've got a lot more speed. And whereas, like, London, to me, falls into this Brandon Marshall type conversation. Like,
right.
Very, very consistent, super good, and, like, would love to have him on your roster and deserves to be a top wide receiver. But, like, never quite reaches that superstar level, if that makes sense. Whereas I think the other guys have a higher chance to. But that's just where I'm at right now.
I can't argue with you. A lot of people are calling Drake London the Mike Evans of this draft, which I think is taken a little too far, about 25 pounds shy of that. So another thing, I watched a lot of Drake London throughout the years, and they really designed stuff for him. He had a ton of screen passes, and that offense just ran through him. And so having to fit in with a team and being asked to like play football every down without knowing the ball's coming his way, there's a potential that he might become more of an average NFL player than the superstar he was in college. I think that's kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. And that doesn't mean that I think he can't be a superstar at all. Like, he has all the traits and abilities. It's just like a projection thing, I guess. But if you want to be safe, I would take him over Burks if you go safety.
Always safe. Always.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
It's also gonna really, really suck if I think he has a really good chance of being the top receiver off the board, and if he goes to somewhere like
Philadelphia,
New or York, the Giants, or something like that, then it's just like you hate to see it. Yeah, for sure.
You hate to see it. God be with them.
You know what really sold me on Drake London?
Me.
No, the FF astronauts had his basketball tape.
Oh, yeah, the high school basketball?
Dude.
Holy shit.
God, dude.
Look up his high school basketball highlights, man.
People talking about, all these tight ends like Tony Gonzalez and all these guys with these crazy.
Oh, yeah. Also play basketball, right?
Oh, dude. But, the athleticism, the hand-eye coordination, and then watching his film, and you're just like, this guy's just like an all-around athlete. And he's got great hands, and it was he was my number one. So,
dude,
So it might be a lot of excitement from watching that basketball tape, but it was a lot of fun. Highly recommend if you just want if you like sports and you like athleticism, I think you'll really enjoy it. So.
You won't regret the 6 minutes of your life it takes you to watch Drake London's high school basketball highlights, and pay attention to the scoreboard and those highlights. It's hilarious. A lot of people's days were ruined by him. So, well, much love for Drake London, but we got to move on to Traelin Burks is our consensus number 3. And ironically, not a lot of this going on throughout, but we all had him at number 3, which I think means something.
Yeah.
Crazy upside. He's out of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Big guy. Very fast.
The only reason he's not number 1 to me is A, running back to wide receiver. There's a bunch of wide receivers. And B, because we haven't seen him play the position like he's going to have to play it in the NFL. If he was already playing that outside and was crushing it and just showing off his size and speed combination, I think he could be bumped up to the 1. It's just a little nervous because you don't know how it's going to translate.
Yeah.
But you think really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm in my mind, I'm sorry, I'm doing Daniel things. But I'm trying to think of what we'd be saying about Drake London if he had played a full season.
Oh, definitely.
It's just exploding my brain.
Well, something with Traelin Burks too is it's the excitement is just the ceiling of excitement is so high too, because we've mentioned, played so much in the slot. Let's see him on the outside. Let's see him get that one-on-one on the outside. Let's see what he can do.
I want to see that 3-cone, baby.
Oh yeah, baby. No, it's gonna be fun because once he gets coached in the NFL, he's got all the instincts and athleticism in the world. So it's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah, man.
Tank with the turbo.
Tank with a turbo. Talk about a guy who is not a tank, but is definitely a turbo. Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Anyone who has ever watched this podcast before knows that I'm a big Buckeyes fan and a long time Chris Olave lover, but got to give it up for Garrett Wilson, man. He did some impressive things, both with and without Justin Fields. So the versatility to change offenses essentially and keep the ball rolling is very impressive.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of holes in his game at all.
No.
I love him. That love affair may die a little bit, just because he's one of the fresher guys I started watching tape on. Didn't do it for our wide receiver episode and then started for this one. So maybe that'll come back down to earth. But yeah, I had him as my number 2 just prospect for this draft. So
he'll shoot to the second round. of dynasty drafts when the Baltimore Ravens decide.
Oh, man, don't even fucking say that shit.
I was about to say, dude, well, am I the only person on earth that doesn't think Lamar Jackson needs more weapons? All I see this offseason is articles about who they should trade for and who they should draft.
Hey, they already got Antonio Brown's in the waiting room, so they'll be just fine.
Sake.
Okay, I have to muster the strength to go on. Peace be with you.
Also with you.
Moving on to our number 5 guy is Kenny, a.k.a. Kenneth Walker III.
Kenneth Doak Walker, I believe.
Doak Walker.
Kenneth Doak.
Kenneth Walker the Doak. We've said plenty about him, and you're gonna hear more from everyone. I
spend a lot of time.
I think it's not like Breece Hall is being overlooked hype wise, but definitely getting some action is Mr. Walker for good reason. He did a lot, and so let's move right on. If you don't know about Kenneth Walker, then welcome to the first fantasy football podcast you've ever listened to. That being said, we'll go into Isaiah Spiller, Texas A&M. He's had a really productive canon of work, and I think that I don't know. Everyone's throwing shade on him. I think he's above average in a lot of ways. I don't think he's amazing in any particular way, but I do think he's a player to be excited about. I don't know if I'm alone there.
I just think he's not as polished, but the saving grace to me is that age coming into the league, and I like his athleticism, and I think it if it translates, it's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I guess I should backtrack a little bit before Christian jumps in and say that me and AJ had him at 5, and he is taking a dip on Christian's 9th ranking.
Yeah, I don't know. He just didn't fly off tape to me. It wasn't that exciting, and I think it's more a love affair with Kyren Williams than it is shade at Spiller. I just like Williams more. And then kind of where it fell, I just knew I wanted Spiller behind Williams, and then there were some receivers in there. So it kind of it's not that I don't like him. I just don't like him as much as I like Williams and these other 2 receivers, I just think he's a little and it's actually a problem with a lot of the running backs in this class. It's it's a lack of dynamic, explosive play, and it's just not as exciting, but could be consistent, and maybe that's kind of wearing on me. And he is pretty spot dependent too, because in my opinion, he's really good in the receiving game, and if he goes somewhere that's not going to be used, that's a hit. But if he goes somewhere where it's going to be used all the time, then he's obviously going to get a bump up. So I don't know. I guess I just need time on Spiller.
Yeah, he's a guy I had to walk away from and come back to with the fresh eyes. Same. But a guy that I guess we're all pretty hot eyes on is Kyren Williams. He was discussed pretty thoroughly in the mock draft. AJ drafted him. He's out of Notre Dame. And, he was amazing. I'll just always keep talking about how much Pac-12 football I watch because it comes on after my wife and son are asleep on Saturdays. But I saw a lot of, I guess they're not Pac-12 straight up, but I watched a lot of Notre Dame games. And, you can't watch a Notre Dame game. I can't name one of their wide receivers or their quarterback, but this guy, I knew his name in October, he's a serious dude. And I think it's reflected in their rankings here.
Yeah, serious guy. Only, I think the consensus amongst us is the only flaw is the size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that speaks
volumes.
Hopefully, I think we've been saying it a lot, which is, why I wasn't adding in. But yeah, if he could put on just even a little bit more weight, I'd be even higher on him, which is hard. But
well, I mean, 7th is pretty high, but you know, a guy who I think could end up being higher after finding out where he ends up in the NFL is Chris Olave, Mr. Smooth. This guy is so slick, and you know, he does it every time. Even though he was on a team with 2 superstars, he still managed to have his most productive year, lead the team in receiving touchdowns, and I don't know if he's being underrated or if it speaks to the just the strength of the top end of this wide receiver class, because the top end is deep and strong, in my opinion. But Chris Olave is a part of that in a big way. So I'm super excited to see where he ends up. He's a make or break landing spot kind of guy to me, personally. It's a lot of spicy landing spots available, and I know we go through it every year, like who's Green Bay gonna take, who's Kansas City drafting in the wide receiver game, and then they've disappointed. But I think that they've learned to address or they've learned to identify that as a weakness. They've worked on some of their other weak spots, and I don't think this year comes and goes the way the depth of this wide receiver class is without some really spicy landing spots for some of these guys.
Where would you like to see him?
You know where I'd like to see him? About 45 miles that way, wearing a fucking Chiefs uniform.
Man, I'd love to see him in Miami.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like right there with Jalen
Waddle,
yeah,
baby. And Trey McBride.
Let Olave be the security blanket, and let Jalen Waddle be the explosive guy.
That'd be fun.
Anywhere he goes, I know that there's a ton of professional wide receivers in the league, but I feel like Chris Olave has something to offer every team in the NFL. You know, anyone with the arm talent to be an NFL quarterback is going to love this guy.
Yeah.
He's going to get open downfield and make shit happen.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
A little Chris Godwin kind of.
Yeah.
Take him to Tampa, bring Tommy back.
Yeah, why not? So that was number 8. Number 9 is Jamison Williams. And I guess that's my bad. I have him as 6th, and 10th and 12th for AJ and Christian, respectively. And I think a lot of this comes down to the dynasty. You know, if he can't play this coming season, it affects his value. But the player who he is in a few years, looking back, you might be sad you don't have him. So I don't know how to rate a rookie for long term versus impact.
Yeah.
But I'm a little more excited about him as a player. And I think that we all are excited about the player he has been.
Yeah.
I'm more optimistic about the player he could be.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, I'll just echo what I said in the mock draft that we did
last week.
About an hour ago. It's the same thing for me. It's like he's a guy that I don't anticipate having because I think someone's going to like him a little more than me. And I like the excitement from the draft. I need people to play for the teams that I personally have right now. And so, I wouldn't take him at the 6, like a 1-6, but I'd take him at like the 2-1, but he's not going to make it that far. So for me, it just doesn't seem like it's going to land on my team.
We're going to have to reflect the way the NFL treats it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, rolling into our next guy, Jahan Dotson gets a huge bump. He's coming in at 10th. I have him at 11th, AJ 12th, and Christian has expressed his love for this guy in our wide receiver breakdown episode. So check that out if you haven't already. But you have him at 7th, man. You want to throw some action in on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk him to death because I'm sure he's going to come up a lot. And we talked about him in the mock draft and in this. But yeah, he's just a really good player. You know, I just love watching him. Quick, subtle movement, really fun, like smooth film to watch if you're into that. And like kind of breaks the mold for like smaller slot guys because he's got these really long arms. Like you can tell how long they are when you watch him, and it gives him like a catch radius that a lot of slot guys don't have. And so it adds this like extra dynamic to his game. And I don't know. I don't see a lot of holes other than size. If he could get a little bigger weight-wise and not lose any of that speed, I think he could be one of, if not the best slot receiver in the league. But it's a love thing.
Big words.
Man, wait, he goes Green Bay, and then you're gonna have an Amari Rodgers and a Jahan Dotson jersey.
I would buy that really quick.
Don't make him blush. Come on now. Well, yeah, I mean, we're all super excited about him coming out of Penn State. Let's see.
I mean, yeah, you can't watch his film and not fucking love the guy.
He just looks awesome. I know that's like a simplistic way to talk about watching film, but yeah, sometimes you just go, fuck, man, this guy's really good. And that's your notes. This guy's fucking good. I don't know what else to tell you.
When a dude pops off a film, man, don't argue with yourself.
Dude,
Yeah.
and also just go look up his fucking track stats.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
He had
24 foot long jump?
Yeah, dude.
Triple jump.
Fuck
Or it was
off.
triple jump? I thought it wasn't that a long jump?
Oh, could be.
Didn't he crush a long jump too? He might have done a triple jump also, but I think he just crushed a long jump too. Hang on.
It's probably a long jump. I'm
Gotta
over
be.
here.
Yeah, triple jump, you're looking at like 40-some feet.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
24
he's like-
foot long jump. It just in
was
my
like,
mind.
It was like 2 inches short of Jamar Chase's.
I feel like my long jump is 5 feet. So to like think of someone besting that by 19 feet, I'm just not capable of.
I could at least get
conceiving it.
6.
Cool.
These are all older.
RDR Combine coming at you next year.
Forget that Twitter handle. I wish we could shout out that track and field Twitter handle or the Twitter channel.
Oh yeah, I
Feed,
forget
whatever.
too.
Whatever.
Okay, well,
Just look up Jahan Dotson long jump Twitter, and you'll see.
yeah, there's some good stuff out there on Twitter. If you never heard of the Twitter.
But we can go on. Let's go on to your guy.
Yeah, of course. David Bell, fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Out of Purdue, breaks tackles, physical guy. He's got good size, good production. I think for sure that you're going to want to check out our wide receiver episodes if you missed them. But this guy is going to hit hard as far as NFL profile. So just keep your eyes out for him. Look at, I think he's the guy that goes early round 2.
Yeah.
And I think he's a lot of value there. And in a great wide receiver class, I think he may be getting overlooked as well. He's got a ton of potential, but I'll let the world show you. I don't think he's going to have a great combine compared to some of these other guys, but
I agree, but I don't know if you watch his play style, and it's going to lead to him going later too, which is going to be great for people that like us that watch and see. I don't think he needs to have an amazing combine. It's not the player he needs to be. I don't think he needs to be this crazy athlete. He's just a solid, awesome number 2 that's always going to be open and always catch the ball for you. And like,
super
you don't need
physical
him
and
to be-
reliable.
Yeah, you don't need him to have these crazy numbers. I mean, if he comes out and does something crazy, oh my God, he's going to fly up the boards for us. But if he has like an average combine, that's not going to scare me away from him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not expecting it, right? So like just like you're saying, clear out the riffraff.
Yeah.
Get us ready. I think, like I said, I keep saying he's like he reminds me of a big Deontay Johnson, man. Just like super reliable underneath. Mm-hmm. He might not be like the yak monster, but he's going to move the sticks, and he's going to be a player that is loved by his QB. Super fed.
100%.
So he's 11th. 12th, Damian Pierce. Don't know how he got into 12th. That's all on you guys. I had him at 17.
I had him at 11. I think just because the running back class isn't that great, and I think this guy potentially has a lot of upside. I think coming in, I think he's going to surprise, and I think he's going to be a guy, if you want him, you're going to have to reach and take him because he's going to excite a lot of people in this class, and people are desperate for running backs. I'd be happy to take a chance on him if he fell to the second round, I think. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to correct stuff from years past, and a limited production profile has tripped me up.
Yeah,
so it's
for sure.
It's giving me pause.
That's definitely the scary part, but this is purely just a film watching. Like, I just liked him. I liked the way he ran, so I had him a little higher. But
I expect
him not too terribly high.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a believer in that burst score, I think it's going to be a good one. So
yeah,
we're going to see a real athlete.
Yeah, and we'll see how much this a model like that. We've talked endlessly about the burst score, so let's see if it translates, and that'd be really interesting to monitor.
Yeah, if his burst score represents the burst you saw on film.
Yeah,
and then if that equates to NFL production. Okay, well, that is the top 12 guys. So, just for the sake of passage of time, I'm going to try to kick it into a higher gear. So 13th, we got Tyler Algiere. I think we've said some good stuff about him. Ironically, none of them had him ranked over 15th, but the varying ranks throughout the rest of this just kind of bumped him up to that 13th spot with the average. But we were extremely close, 16, 15, 15. We got a lot of good to say about him. He proved himself as a goal line short yardage back. If anyone else has a hot take real quick, we can do that. Otherwise, I'm moving into number 14.
No, I'm a fan.
All my hot takes were in the last episode when I took him in
the
draft.
Boy.
Go back
All
and
my
watch
hot takes were in the running back episode where I fully profiled that ass. So number 14 is Skye Moore, also a guy that was loved by Christian in the mock draft.
Yeah. I mean, I'll kind of echo it. I'll go a little faster. He's another guy. I don't see a lot of holes in his game. He plays way bigger than his size, and the way he moves and like his body control when he catches, I just really like him. He may be a guy that comes back down to earth after I kind of like watch and take notes and kind of gather myself. But right now, dude, I'm super into him. I don't know if you said it, but I had him in the top 12, and he's down at, what was it, 17?
He's at 14.
14. So like, I kind of drug him to that spot in spite of you guys, but
hey, sky's the limit on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a guy that I wanted to be more excited about, but I took the opportunity to kind of pad it for now. I need to watch more film on him, but I'm definitely excited about him. So that being said,
perfect.
Let me put them numbers up there. That probably should have happened a long time ago. So yeah, Skye Moore, get excited. This is a small town, small school guy, Western Michigan. But the next guy is also a small school, but big time. Trey Mcbride at 15th, coming out of Colorado State. Not a school you hear about too frequently. But he blew it up with 1,100 yards on 90 catches. We've all talked about the single touchdown as, being something of a counterpoint in an otherwise really impressive season. So As far as tight ends go, I think I've said it a couple of times. I'm excited about this class. There's nothing super elite, but there's a lot of guys with the potential to contribute at the next level. So,
yeah, I'm with you.
Yep, I only had him at 23 because I'm bad at prioritizing a tight end. So, but I love the guy. So,
well, me and Christian made up for it, man.
Yeah, you sure did.
We matched at 16 on him, so
yeah, we did.
I think that's going to be pretty well reflected in an actual dynasty draft.
Yeah, 100%.
So moving on, we got our first quarterback, Kenny Pickett, at 16. He's coming out of Pittsburgh. I think we all know about Kenny Pickett. He looks really pro-ready, solid as far as reads, play development. He can move. He does everything pretty damn well.
Yeah.
Nothing to make him like, the 101 in the NFL. Maybe a 101 in the Superflex if you can get him in a sweet situation if he doesn't leave Pittsburgh or whatever.
All right.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, that would be so sick.
But AJ's got him at 25. I put him at 18, and Christian's got him at 14. So that's pretty solid. At 14, that's right about where I took Joey B a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Nice. Single QB league. Otherwise, he'd be a lot higher, but.
It's all good, dude. We know how you quarterbacks are.
Yeah,
I tried to find the middle ground between rating them too high for Superflex or too low for normal. So he may be a little tiny bit lower if you're purely doing standard. But I love him. There's a few guys in this class that I'm just head over heels for, and he's one of them. So.
Hell yeah. I mean, this is all relative to this class. So, he's easily one of the top 14 players, man. I'll give you that. Top 25 for sure, right, AJ? But moving to number 17, we have Brian Robinson out of Alabama. He had to wait a little bit.
Older running back coming out of this class for sure.
So that's always a concern with the running back, but he doesn't have, a massive workload on him. He's playing behind some pretty awesome guys you may have heard of. What a Najee is, something like that. A couple guys named Harris.
Some dude, I don't know.
A couple of dudes.
Some dudes I once heard about.
He hangs out with Drew Brees or something now. I don't remember.
There you go. So me and AJ both had him at 14. And that was a benefit of the doubt. I don't really have a ton of faith in him, but with the weaker running back class, I put him up at 14, actually ahead of Tyler Algiere. Christian's keeping him down with that 31.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And then we're not married to these rankings, by the way. This is like a rough pre-combine stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to go up. This is more a reflection of I'm not really a fan of power backs that much in general. Not when power is their only skill set that I see, and it's a little different with I don't know. I guess I was high on Algiere, so maybe that's not even correct. I just am not super sold on Brian Robinson's skill set. He's tall. He's 6'1". And he's supposed to be a power back. He has no speed to kind of compensate for. I just feel like he's going to end up just kind of being a goal line option that's not really viable in fantasy.
If we've learned anything, it's when Christian has a feeling. Listen to him. I
think he's pretty good between the tackles personally, and I think he could be an asset to a team. In a right situation, I think he could be a pretty good. I think he could profile as a 3-down back in the right situation. Obviously, a lot of competition.
Yeah,
but
I need to watch more, but I don't think
I want to pose this to you, Daniel. You have him at 14.
Yeah.
Right, but if we look back at this mock, let's see all the running backs that went before him: Damian Pierce, Abram Smith, Rashad White. Tyler Beatty you took before him.
Absolutely.
So I wonder where the 14 comes from.
That just comes from him playing in a pro-style offense.
See, yeah. Same.
Might make a little bit of the transition easier. But I think he's a project. Mm-hmm. I think he's a real project. And I don't think
he has a ceiling. But he has a high floor to
he's
come
a
in and
committee
produce.
back.
Yeah.
And he has potential, but nah, man. If he comes around and someone offers you a 2023 first for that pick, just go ahead and trade it. Outside of the first round, if you can trade an early second where someone's fiending for him for a potential top 12 pick in a different draft, then I would do that every day, all day. But let's get to a Robinson that AJ can get behind. Oh, wait, man, you got a Robinson thing, dude.
What can I say?
Yeah, one James Robinson kerfuffle, and here you are chasing Robinsons, man. Anyway, just stick to the P grinds that you used to. How about Wandel Robinson out of Kentucky? This guy is a monster. He's a hell of an athlete, and I know AJ loves him. I'll just throw it out there. Me and Christian both put him at 23. AJ put him at 15, which gave him that 18 status.
Yeah, I think this is the trap that I get in every year. I'm just gonna call it the Amari Rodgers trap. It just seems like as soon as you see a guy like this sitting around that 5'10", 200-pound range that plays all this awesome slot position, you're just hoping he goes into a place where someone can utilize him. It just seems like the NFL, outside of maybe Shanahan, has found a way to do this. I don't know. The guy is so exciting that I think it's a love affair, like Christian's mentioned several times. When I watch this guy, when I look at all the production that he's done, how he's done it, he's an all-around athlete. He can play anywhere on the field. He's very explosive. It seems like almost like that Deebo Samuel chasing some unicorn that's never going to happen. And I think post-draft we'll kind of see him fall a little bit, unfortunately.
Hell yeah. I don't think so, man.
Oh, yeah?
I think that he's going to blow up on the combine, man. I think he's a raw athlete. It's going to show up in the coming days. Too. I'm excited about him. All right.
See, I said post-draft.
I know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it's all good. Sorry. So we're going to 19 and Matt Corral. We're all have him kind of iffy, late teens, early 20s. I'm going to move past him and go to Rashad White, which I'm holding back. I got him at 25. Christian's at 24. AJ's at 17, so he ends up at 20. There's a ton of pass catching potential here. Mm-hmm. We got into him a little bit in the mock.
A pass catching running back that doesn't really profile as that small third down back. That's what I like about him. I think there's some potential there.
I agree.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say it. A lot of these guys we've covered in detail in some of our past episodes. So if you're just sneaking in on a consensus rankings ep, check the channel. There's a ton of healthy nuggets.
Put some links in the description if you're interested.
Computer master Jarther over here.
Copy paste, baby.
Gotta make it blue.
That hyperlink.
All right, I'm gonna roll into Joe Metchi. Keep it rolling.
Metchi?
John.
We ain't talking about
Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. So it's Goodfellas was pretty decent. No, I'm just joking. All right, John Metchi, we have him at 21. Christian's a little lower on him at the 35 range, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just just real quick, I talked about it in the last episode, but it's just a projection of that I think there are better slot receivers, which is the role I see for him in the NFL. And so I think he's kind of I guess I'm projecting that he's not going to get a very good landing spot because I think all of the guys or all the teams that need a slot receiver are going to take one of the other guys before him. And that's just what I see happening. So his is very if one of those teams ends up taking him instead of a Khalil Shakir or Skye Moore, or somebody, then I got to reevaluate my spot with Metchi.
True that. I agree with you.
Same.
Here comes the landslide. 22, Christian Watson. I put him at 41. I can't really defend that. I just I want to see what happens at the combine. I just hate hype, man. Like I said, I overreact to things sometimes in a negative way. And when you tell me that this guy is the Cinderella, you know, I'm gonna wait to see a little more supporting evidence besides other people's hard-ons. So put him at 41.
I put him at 18. So let me be your glass slipper right here and tell you this guy is possibly going to be a project coming out of a small school. But I mean, how are you a guy that's 6'4"? You're not excited about?
Listen, I am super excited about him. I think he has a huge amount of potential, and what he did at the Senior Bowl, that one catch he made was amazing.
There it is. Here we go.
We go. I need more supporting evidence.
Let's just say, did I not tell you how excited I was about him before the hype happened?
Yeah, before the Senior Bowl, before everything. You talked about him a long time ago.
But
hats off to you.
Thank you.
I never met a Christian I don't like.
Damn straight.
But what?
I did need a Watson that. Well, we'll just move on.
Okay.
So this next one, all right. Let me get.
So next up, you're trying to go faster. George Pickens, which is at 23 for us. I have him at 33. Christian has him at 42. And AJ has him as a first round top 6.
I have him at 6, man. This is clearly a love affair. Now I'm insecure about doing this. But anyway, man, I just think this guy is just a man and pro ready. I'm just echoing things that I've said in the last episode. Comes from the cojones of Carl Pickens, who we know was an amazing receiver in the 90s, early 90s to mid 90s. Body control, catch radius out of control, catches the ball with his hands. Like the guy, when you're watching him run routes, it looks like you and your friends in the schoolyard casually running routes and like catching on the sideline, but he does it like that. I'm just really excited for him, and I think post-combine, I think he's going to get a lot of hype, unfortunately. But he's coming out saying he's going to run a 4.3, which I don't see happening. I think we're going to look at like a 4.5 range, which I'd still be happy with. But I think this guy won't excite year one, but I think after he puts on some pounds, I think he's got all the metrics to be a wide receiver one on a team.
Hey, man, a George out of Georgia. What are you going to do?
Hey.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick it next to number 24.
Oh, here we go.
Abram Smith, who AJ has at 47. Christian has at 25. And I have at 10. And I'm not going to explain myself because the film explains it all for me. I understand that he took a little bit of time to get up to where he ended up, but he did have a 1,600-yard season. He is capable at catching the ball. He has a physical play. He has good size, 6.2 yards per carry. A lot of awesome. If you watch any of the Baylor games, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He was the man in town, and 257 carries. Like, he was a workhorse. He got after it. And I got a lot of faith in him. I like what I saw, and I think, I think that the potential can only go up from here. I don't think it was a 1 year of awesomeness. So you can tell me I'm wrong, or we can go to the next guy.
Hey, we're not talking about a weak Baylor team either. We're talking about a Big 12 champions, winner of the whatever bowl they went to.
Yeah, what bowl was that? I just love their football stadium, man. That Baylor stadium is sexy, dude. That's nice. It looks like a horseshoe-shaped diamond, just sparkling. It's beautiful. All right, anyway. Jalen Weimer is number 25, a tight end. Got some early 30s from us. Christian gave him the 21 bump, which I essentially agree with completely. You know, these rankings were hip shots for sure.
Yeah.
But I really like this guy a lot coming out of A&M. So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I did. I mean, we covered. This is another guy we did a whole profile on, so I wasn't trying to kind of freak out about him. But yeah, I just think he's got a really good chance of being a pretty productive tight end. He's kind of got the body type and size that you want, and production is there. And yeah, I don't know. I like him.
I agree, man, 100%. So we'll roll into 26 is Malik Willis. I gave him a 13. These guys gave him mid-30s. Again, this is predicated on the thought that he'll be trusted to lead a team and to rely heavily on his rushing ability, which could, lead him to be, whatever the next. What's a rushing quarterback without a great arm? Kyler Murray.
Damn. Michael Bishop.
There you go. Jesus. Yeah, you said Tyler Huntley earlier, and actually that's pretty smooth. That's pretty spot on. I thought Huntley looked great for Baltimore this last year. But, all right, we'll go into the next player is also quarterback Sam Howell. Mid-30s from me and AJ. Got an 18 from Christian, and I get that. Really do.
Yeah, it's just the low or the high floor to me on Sam Howell makes him really intriguing prospect. He may fall when I start watching more tape and kind of moving stuff around, but I don't think he'll fall far. That's for sure.
No, I think he's going to go up in my book. I just it's tough value in quarterbacks. One thing I like about this draft class is I think these guys are going to get they're not going to come in with that insane draft capital pressure. Like you're supposed to be a top 5 player. You're supposed to change this franchise for the better. They're going to come in and be like, hey, you got to play quarterback, dude. And hopefully that allows these guys to be true to who they are and not lose, I don't know, their love for the game or whatever. People get stressed out. Shit. You know what I'm saying, though. Give them a little breathing room to develop. So that was number 27. Number 28 is Justin Ross. Clemson, obviously amazing. 2 first names, so that's a red flag for me. But AJ's got him at 22nd. I'm at 35. And Christian is 30. I actually really, really like this guy.
I did too. A lot of injury concerns, obviously.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, 22 for me has a lot to do with I've recently been watching his tape.
Okay.
More specifically, the 2018 season, where he went to the college football playoffs. I don't know if you guys remember this.
No.
Played Notre Dame, and then they played Alabama, and he had 12 receptions for 301 yards.
Yeah, I do remember that. We all remember that.
God, man. It's going to be I really hope I really just hope this guy can get healthy and be potentially what he could have always been. And it's going to be sad if that doesn't happen.
One thing, I think this is the only argument for this that could ever be made. The one thing Urban Meyer could have done is easily drafted Justin Ross, because it's like, Trevor said you're the man, Like I'm only Trevor's the GM now, so we'll get all his homies together.
That thought did cross my mind.
Yeah, he would be awesome. He'd really fit that team, especially with the free agent they're losing that I already lost.
Shark,
we don't have to talk about DJ Shark. But now, anyway, he's got a ton of potential, and he's proven it. So let's see if we can get back to true form after a little injury. But Khalil Shakir is up next. Boise State. Damn, I like this guy too. Like him a lot. Ironically, didn't show up in the ratings. I put him at 37. AJ's similar. And Christian gave him the bump with that 17. Mm-hmm. Probably should revisit the film. I could have maybe got him in the 20s. It's been a while.
And maybe I may cool down on him a bit. He's definitely exciting. But there's also like a ton of guys that I'm behind on you guys. Like if I look farther down the list, like somebody like Calvin Austin, I've not watched anything on, so he may like sneak up there, and so I may have to reevaluate. But right now, yeah, Shakir is really fun to watch. Super fun slot player. Has a lot of the tools you want to see, but also some weaknesses. So I don't know. He's a pretty big ball candidate for me, probably, if I had to guess. But yeah, I like him a lot. He won't fall out of the 20s. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. He's definitely a sleeper that could be a creeper. Whatever the fuck that means. But moving on to the next guy at number 30, we have Isaiah Likely. We talked about him quite a bit in the mock. Ironic that AJ should throw numbers and mocks together because AJ drafted him and he has him ranked at 37, whereas me and Christian are pretty much dead on, about 10 spots higher.
Okay.
I think this guy's insane, fast for a tight end, big for a whatever.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say, seeing my rankings compared, I'm like, I definitely need to adjust things, but also like then I look at the people above and I'm excited for them. So it's just rookie love, and it's a little too hot right now, and we need the combine to kind of cool some of these guys off a little bit, so then we can really push the real recognized reels to the front. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. The way it works is that you fall for these guys before you know enough about them, and then you just like they just have that like a catch in your thought process, and he's definitely not someone any of us are going to be forgetting about, no matter what happens at the combine. Hopefully, though, he runs like a 4.6, and then we could just go to the moon with him.
Oh yeah, baby.
But he could even be faster than that. CJ Verdell is at 31. Like I said, they had a short year in the 2020 season, and then he had a shorter year than the rest of the team in 2021 with some injuries. Contributed as a freshman, sophomore, got a lot of potential. Injury risk, probably holding him back. I'm going to roll into Jalen Tolbert at 32. I had threw some shade. I need to watch some more. Obviously, small school guy. He's out of South Alabama.
Yeah,
down in Mobile.
Yeah, home field advantage.
His tape.
Yeah,
to find.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm a tape sniffing motherfucker. Put me on the scent.
I like the size. That's why I have him where he is.
We'll
see.
Size is his biggest upside.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be another Jalen Darden for me, which I still believe in Jalen. But next guy's got a lot of name recognition. He cooked for his brother Dalvin. His name is James Cook. And number 33, pretty solid. I mean, it's mid-20s for Christian, mid-30s for me. And AJ is clearly just, can't go after little brother as hard as he went after big brother, Minnesota fan over there. But what are you going to say about this guy?
So I think super athletic, but I think he's doomed to be the Niamh Heinz of the NFL, where it's like, sure, he's going to have his big games and maybe put him on your roster, but it's not. It's going to be consistent.
Is Niamh Heinz not the Niamh Heinz of the NFL?
No.
Not in 2 years, baby. Not in 2 years.
That's hilarious.
All right. Okay.
There's so
Are you not allowed to make comparisons if they're still active?
You can.
No, you can, but like he's already there.
Yeah,
so
but he's about to
take his role.
Yeah,
I get you.
Okay.
But anyway, regardless, I'm with you though, 100%. I think, but yeah, I don't know. Niamh Heinz has been useful for me, so like he's got the same athleticism and same receiving ability. So he's probably got more, to be honest. So I don't know. I'm excited by him, but like scared of him as well. So I don't know.
Yeah,
around 30 seems good to me.
That's perfect, man. Too bad he's not Tariq Coleman's older brother. Then I might get a little more excited.
Oh yeah, sure you would.
Romeo Dubs coming out of Nevada. Ooh, Wolfpack at you. I don't know what happened with AJ. Like, he heard me give the whole Romeo Dubs thing, still put him at 42. I went at 29. Christian's got him at 32. This guy's awesome. He's gonna blow up. He's gonna be a value pick for the NFL. I don't know if he's gonna be a fantasy stud or not, but he's definitely gonna make some shit happen. So no need to argue with me, AJ. I'll let the facts stand for themselves when the time comes. I'm going to roll it straight in. I got to run here. So Tyler Beatty is number 35. We're all pretty tight on him. I must have done a good job convincing you guys he's a badass because it's undeniable. Straight up, Calvin Austin coming at you next out of Memphis. Christian needs to watch some of that film, basically, and then he would be in the top 24, I think. But I encourage you guys all to watch a little bit of Memphis film on him.
Yep, and some Senior Bowl film.
Absolutely, yeah.
Practice.
Don't even, man. Yeah, those routes, those one-on-one drills. Yeah, he's pretty badass. So is Desmond Ritter. Coming in at 37. We're creeping into undrafted territory as far as a single quarterback league rankings go here. Yeah, he's got a ton of potential. I think that we'll just have to see how the dominoes fall.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys were saying earlier? Dominoes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That whole Cincinnati crew is like a question mark for me. Mm-hmm. But we'll see how it rolls. They did great stuff together. Very, very impressive season. Let's hope that's not the highlight of their careers. Next, Sincere McCormick, University of Texas, San Antonio. I can't say anything that I haven't already said about him. I think he really has honed his craft multiple years as a starting running back. He is from a smaller school, Conference USA school. So take that in consideration, but I think he does a lot of things very well, and we'll just have to see if someone's willing to trust him or if he can win a position battle, because he's not going to be anyone's day one starter, obviously.
No. Yeah. I think the rest of these guys you can just mention.
Jerome Ford.
Yeah, there's not much more to say about the rest of them.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of these guys I haven't even gotten around to yet. So.
Well, I'll just run the top 48 just in case you're in a 4-round draft. So 39 is Jerome Ford. We got Kennedy Brooks after that out of OU. Zamir White, that's Georgia, at 41. Keontae Ingram at 42. That's AJ's dude. Yeah. Cole Turner, that's another Wolfpack, along with Carson Strong. So that's tight end quarterback for Nevada. Those are guys that I liked watching a lot. Hassan Haskins is a guy that I have at 26, and you guys don't have ranked. He's going to be drafted, I want to say day 2. He's an amazing pass blocker, and he's a dynamic runner.
What's up, Zach Moss? What's good?
That's fine, dude. Zach Moss got drafted on day 2 as well, didn't he? But after that, we're at Dontario Drummond. That's Ole Miss. He was nasty. Probably could have benefited from. I don't even know what to say. I think he has potential, but it's whatever.
I think if someone can scheme him the right way.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
Love
Slot
it.
Guy.
Then you got Jalen Warren. So Oklahoma State running back. Pretty exciting, I think. And then I guess I'm the guy that made this happen, but I got Charlie Kohler. Barely keeping him hanging on.
Hey, number 2 guy out of Iowa State right there.
Yeah. Yep.
He's on my list of people to watch. So.
Hell yeah. I don't really see anyone else on this list that needs mention necessarily.
Andre White.
Just
watch him at the combine. I think he might skyrocket up a little bit.
South Carolina got a lot of potential. But yeah, I mean, we're all about to find out a lot more about these guys and wash away all of our love for new love. And if that's not what life's about, then Somebody tell me what is.
I'm about to throw away all those Leaf rookie cards I bought for way too much money last year and buy some new ones.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
If you guys want to donate to our sports card addiction, just feel free to reach out, and we'll send you some Venmos. I'd be really appreciative.
Yeah. So. Or you just buy all of our Gardner Minshew autos.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a donation, just a shitty purchase on your part.
Wow.
Anyway, that's a consensus rankings. Got a little intense there.
Yeah.
These guys are pretty sweet, man. There's a lot of. I feel like there's a potential for sleepers, like pretty hard in this class. Yeah, maybe it's just